And welcome again. Right now we are in headquarters and we're going to go into missions. Today's mission is, yesterday I was just putzing around and I did unlock the skydiving mission, but I also did kind of skip over the flight scene. I want to do this one, make sure that it is not different than all these other missions you see right here, which are also first flight missions. I'm guessing this is going to be much different. It's going to unlock new missions within the accessible areas. So let's go through and see what it is. But before I do, I want to make a correction because one video I said some of these are paid, some are not. It looks like they are all paid. This one though, right here, I'm not sure if it's going to be paid or not because I don't see a reward next to it. But let's go ahead and do this anyway. I'm not sure what this involves, what it really will be, if it's the same thing as kind of what it looks like. It might be very similar to what we did in other missions where you kind of fly around in a circle, but here it looks like you're going to go not into a location where the person wants to go see their hometown, but it looks like a sightseeing is actually going to be through different cities or waypoints. So this is actually kind of interesting because you're going to see more than just flying 360 degrees under 87 knots and trying to show a location to your passenger. Let's see what happens here. Oh, look at that cool plane. I'm not sure what this is in the beginning, but scenic flights. I like it actually. I want that plane as my everyday plane. Why not? Right here, offer a high quality sightseeing flight to your passenger. Obviously, we saw on the map. We're going to take off of that area, taking right-hand turns, I believe. Again, we're going to be graded probably on how well we communicate with the control tower and everything else. So let's get in the cockpit now.
TOS system test. Okay.
And now let's get this plane ready for boarding. Before they do board, I will turn on the avionics. I will not turn the engine on yet. And let's get them in the plane.
Everything's fine, Greta. You can initiate boarding. Roger that.
Let's see what kind of car they're going to have. That's a cool little convertible. Is that a Vet or a Vet lookalike? If you know, let me know. It kind of looked like it. So this is the first sightseeing tour we have. Obviously, if you look at the map, yep, there's our path we're going to be taking. So that should be fun. All right, let's get the engine started, and I'm sure we'll get instructions after that. Oh, I keep forgetting the air mixture. Let's try that again.
So, Captain, time to tour all the best spots, don't you think? For today's scenic flight, you're guiding Eleanor and her mom over our charming local town of Venice. Seatbelt fastened? Then you're all set. Captain, make this moment one to remember.
All right, this will be fun. Venice. I'm assuming these sightseeing tours or missions will be around scenic areas of the world.
Cessna India. Tango Zulu Kilo Tango is taxiing to runway 23.
So it'll be fun to see some of these iconic areas because obviously there's not enough time in the world to travel everywhere and see these in person.
I'm Eleanor.
Hey, I'm Federica, Eleanor's mom.
Why is there a
Pleasure
hearse?
to meet you.
Someone's having a bad day then. Okay, this is a grass field. So obviously it's cool because you get to see a lot of cool areas in the world that you might never get to between time and expense and whatnot. This is sometimes as best as it gets. But those trees, if you look at those trees ahead of me, they still look like monuments. I'm gonna call them monument trees. Okay, so stop and hold short. We did, and announce takeoff.
Lima India Papa, Victor Traffic Cessna India. Tango Zulu Kilo Tango taking off runway 23 straight out departure.
If you look at those buildings right there, definitely have seen better days.
A bit nervous, but I'll be fine. Can't wait to see the view from up here.
So I do wish, hold on, my mouse just unclicked itself. I do wish that at least the airports where you have the first mission of such would be one of those high detailed airports. Alright, and let's go, let's do this. No, we have to turn around, gotta go all the way to the other end of the runway. So we're not taking off yet. I wish that these airports as such would be more detailed, because the buildings at the end, if you saw them, it kind of look like cardboard that's seen too much rain. They definitely could use a little upgrade on those buildings, whoever owns them. Total neglect. You know, I could just take off right here. I think I have enough open area in front of me that even if I do have a tailwind, I think I could do it. Obviously, landing you want to go open, but I think I could do it right now. That would be too much of a fact. It looks like we're going to somebody's field here. Hopefully this is part of the airport. Maybe it's their backyard. Who knows? There's those trees, those monument trees on the left-hand side. On the right side, look at the trees. They look pretty good from here. But if you look on the left, you see they're kind of like almost like cliff drop-offs. Leave a comment. Is this just my experience, or is this something you're seeing in your flight simulator as well? Is it a setting that I should be messing around with? Because it looks like some trees are okay, and then some are not. Obviously, when you're 10,000 feet up in air, or 30,000, not a big deal. But when you're rolling around, they almost got it right. Almost got it, but I've seen it just about everywhere we've done these missions so far. But that's okay. You know what? First world problem. I'm not gonna complain about that. Actually, it's a fantastic game so far. I've had issues when I first got it. I think a lot of people couldn't log in to play it. But one of the things I couldn't do was I couldn't get the controls figured out. That was definitely a new learning curve right there, because in the past you set the controls kind of for every aircraft, and here I had to set them up for each type of aircraft, and I just couldn't figure it out. Engines were turning off. I kept crashing because I would lose power on final approach, so that wasn't fun. Wow, these give you a lot of room to turn around here. This is nice. Hopefully he's not going to yell at me for going off the runway into a taxiway. There's this weird bump here to the right. I'm not sure if you see that. The terrain was kind of not flat. Alright, so I think we might be able just to take off. I want to make sure I'm kind of aligned with this fake, or not fake, but this imaginary runway that I have here in the game, because that's just going to tell me that I'm using a taxiway or something to that effect. Check out the previous video. That's what happened to me. But obviously on the field, I'm not sure how you can say you're not on the runway and you're on a taxiway, but they have that. So keep that in mind on these grass fields. I'm gonna start going back over here, and there we go.
Not sure if I'm actually ready, but no choice now. Ha!
Yep, too late.
It's quite all right, actually.
No turning back now. Because up we go. So I'll see if maybe I can look around a little bit more than usual. San Marcos Square. Now, am I supposed to stay also to a lower speed? So let's bring the RPMs down to 2,300, because they want us at 500 feet. Okay, so we do have to go in this circular pattern again, and keep speed below 82 knots. So at least I'm climbing this time. Last video I did, if you watch it, go back. I got this circle and I had to nose dive to get into it. I just could not get down to the speed and barely made it to the required altitude. So here, what I'm going to do is, obviously, if this is a real sightseeing tour, I'd be flying with with turning to the right versus the left, but I want to see this. I know they paid for a tour, but I want to see it. And this is Venice, I guess. I haven't been there yet in my life, but maybe one day. And there's those cruise ships that they were talking about that they have now in the game. Now what's supposed to happen, I think they're supposed to use real world data, and I have to slow down here because I'm going too fast, because I am not paying attention myself. I guess they're using real world data for cruise ships. I've yet to see that. I think a good place to experience that would be the Caribbeans. But we're going to keep going with these tutorials and these challenges, and just to kind of see what it is all about, what needs to be done to complete them. Stay within 0.4 miles. Definitely a tighter turn than previous missions. I'm kind of keeping this view so I can see my speed, because obviously I don't want to stall out. Okay, I think now we're going to be going to the next the waypoint. Hey, look! It looks like Epcot. Is that this day? Because that tower is also an Epcot. If you ever go out there, you'll see that. And it is intentionally designed after that building right there. I can't name it. I can't recall what the name of it is, and you can't see that because it's below the behind the wing support. But right there, that one right there. So go fly in Epcot. I wonder if it's in the game too or not. Right. Let's go to our next waypoint. Alright, so this is fun because at least you get to see some cool places. You get to visit. But it definitely is going to be a lot longer of a trip because some of these other...
You're so smooth on the radio, Captain. Makes it look easy. I'd have a hard time flying the aircraft and talking with the ground at the same time. That's for sure.
Hopefully you don't also chew gum. Because walking will also be difficult. But that's nor here nor there. So also if you're doing these, they're obviously longer than the ones that are first experience flights. And honestly, I might stop doing those. These are probably going to be paying more, and at least they might be a little bit more interesting. You could always use the Alt-N to skip to the next waypoint, but you do lose your XP and credits at the end of the mission. Keep that in mind. If you press for time, maybe do it, but if you really want to build up your XP pretty quickly or your credits and you want to move on to the next certification, whether it's...
Your office view is pretty epic, Captain.
You want to get your
I'm out of my comfort zone, but
instrument
I'm
rating
it
or
too.
night rating, then obviously you want those credits as quickly as possible, so you might not want to be skipping to these next waypoints. Plus, the whole thing's about flying and enjoying it. Look at the Alps in the back, or in the front of us. Not in the back, but in front of us there. All right, again, I'm gonna go turn right first, then bank left. I'm gonna slow down just a little bit. Trim up, slow down just a little bit. Put up the RPMs to maybe like 1800. I want to trim up a little bit more because the fact is that... Alright, I gotta get closer to this thing. So I don't think you need to stay within these brackets, because you gotta stay within 0.4 miles.
Can you fly really slow for a moment? I'd like to snap a selfie with it in the background.
Selfies. Ish. Let's trim the aircraft up, give it a little bit more power, because we're losing altitude here. So let's get just a little bit of extra power there. San Giuliano Park. Good. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I hope I am. Right next to this refinery. That's okay. I wonder if I should put some flaps down, but the thing is, then if I do speed up all of a sudden, I don't want to get
Last but not
dinged.
least, thanks for showing us that.
I think we have 1 or 2 more stops. Like I said, that's what I'm going to do from now on. I think 2 of the missions I did fly banking to the right, but I am going to bank to the left so that way I get to see the view. Yeah, they paid for it. Oh well. I'm not sure there's going to be a deduction for that one. Hopefully not. Wouldn't that be something that they put that into the game? You turned the wrong way. Half of your credit. Or you need to provide a refund. So I think I'm just going to stay at the speed roughly where I am right now. The airplane is pretty nicely tuned. Looks like we're heading over some other airport right now. We're a little high, but hopefully there's no
I'm blown away. Stunning, surreal, really.
traffic coming in. But I think for these right now, traffic is off. I do have the traffic on in the settings because there's an option in the settings to have real traffic on for these types of missions. I haven't seen anybody else in the sky yet, or any other AI planes, or maybe other players. So I'm not sure if maybe the first few missions there's nobody there, so that way you're less distracted. It's easier for you to navigate. But I do hope that at some point there's going to be more aircraft in the air than just me and myself. And I'm not sure what airport that is. So that's a smart view. I'm not sure what we're looking at.
I don't feel afraid or dizzy. What a nice surprise.
I may switch fuel tanks here also momentarily. Oh, yeah, we're getting an indicator of the runway that we just flew over. Just keep in mind, when you are panning around by holding the right button on your mouse, you cannot steer your aircraft. So it looks like we're approaching on almost into low fuel on left tank. So let's put fuel to the right tank. Let's get fuel from the right tank. We'll balance the aircraft a little bit more, and that way we will not run out of gas. That'd be a shame.
Hey, Federica. You've been kinda quiet for a while. Are you okay?
I'm just soaking all of it in.
Totally.
I'm surprised how little fuel you get for these trips, considering that you're a rookie and you may need to go around a time or two. I did one of those ferry flights, and I wasn't paying attention to my fuel level, and luckily I saw the caution blink in a lower right hand corner of that screen, the navigation screen, and I was surprised how little. I almost ran out of fuel. I was in red there. And I think one of the videos I mentioned how the weather doesn't seem like it's real time.
Can't wait to show my photos to my friends.
When you do the ferry
Everyone's
flights,
gonna
I
want to book
believe
a
those missions are with
Oh.
real weather, because
Here you
at home
are,
there's snow, and
Torcello
so is there in
Basilica.
those missions. But when you do the sightseeing and first flight, I think intentionally they give you summer, spring, or something similar to that. But I'm not sure why. I think it'll be interesting. Maybe somebody doesn't want to see their hometown in winter, but it would be more realistic for everybody. But either way, it was still fine. I think they still did a really awesome job with this. All right, so here's I think the last stop before we're gonna go on land, and it looks like they want us to go straight in. Stay within 0.4 miles. So I think half a mile is good enough. Torcello Basilica. That's cool. Let's start turning here so we don't get ourselves outside of that half a mile range.
It's rolling out the red carpet for us.
And pitch up just a little bit so we don't gain too much speed. I'm going to trim the aircraft just a little bit. There we go, just to keep it flying on its own kind of. Looks like we did go out of range on that maximum speed of 82 knots, just a little bit. Every now and then you may want to check your controls, make sure you're not dropping too far or about to stall out, especially that would be the more worrisome part of the flight. I'm sure your passengers would not appreciate that.
I've never seen anything like that.
Okay, so now where are these which way do I have to go now? Looks like I gotta go southeast, I mean southwest there. So I've gotta get onto those brackets. So there you go, you get an extra time. At least they are. Look at the Basilica. Where are they? There they are. There's the gates I was looking for. So again, I'm gonna just keep cruising.
Even the light seems different from up here.
Speed roughly. So I'm gonna connect to the ATC and let them know where we are. And we do the long final entry. Now that was part of the commercial pilot license test, where you did that and you kind of flew straight in. So let's announce it. Because I'm guessing we're going to be going straight in.
Lima India Papa, Victor Traffic Cessna India. Tango Zulu Kilo Tango, 4 miles northeast, 900 feet inbound to land runway 23.
Definitely a bucket list moment for me.
Okay, so it says we're inbound. So we're going to fly straight in. To fly straight in, that's what he said even. So there we go. So this time we're not going to be flying over the airport to get into a traffic pattern. I think we're just going to be going right in. That's what the bracket should show us. Hopefully I'm not too high, because obviously they make you dive for the runway half the time. Alright, I'm going to actually slow myself down even more here. Add some flaps. I'm just going to keep slowing down to 65 knots or even maybe a little bit lower. Pull back on the throttle a little bit. There we go. There's a little patch of grass we gotta land on with the monument trees. Well, that was a nice little trip. Obviously, these are much longer. Oh, we got an announcement for our final. I keep forgetting to do that. But I'm just focusing on talking through these.
Lima India Papa Victor Traffic Cessna India. Tango Zulu Kilo Tango is on final runway 23 to land.
Always make sure you trim your aircraft when you're coming in. So yeah, obviously these are longer. Hopefully they are going to pay out more. I'll take a look at it after this is complete. I'll just go into missions and see how much they pay roughly. But I think these are nicer, right? They're more enjoyable. And obviously the next one I'm going to have to do is the skydiving. So we'll see how that one's going to go. Alright. I'm going to come in slow because I don't have a lot of grass behind or at the end of the trees. There's not a lot of runway here. So I don't want to overshoot. I still feel like I'm a little high here. But I think we're doing okay. Yeah, Yeah, see, I feel like I'm still coming in high. But at least here I can see the runway. The other mission before this, I had no idea where the runway was at all. And there we go. Let's move. Alright, there we go. Landed. That was good. So let's reduce speed. We're coming up on those trees up there. And we don't want them to give me points off for taxiing or going up the runway and getting a taxiway, which I'm not sure where the taxiway officially here is. Let's bring those flaps back up. And yeah, hold short right here. This is kind of this is a little silly, but let's do that. Hold short. Announce taxi.
Lima India Papa Victor traffic Cessna India. Tango Zulu Kilo Tango is taxiing to.
Obviously, this is something you would do at a bigger airport. I don't think you need to do this here.
Back to the airport, guys. So, Eleanor, you want to fly again?
Can't wait to do it again.
Loved every minute of it from start to finish.
I want to make
Thanks,
sure
Captain.
I don't hit any buildings because that'll be a bummer to end the mission that way. Although that is how I started my pod training. If you go back to one of the first videos, I could not get out of the parking spot in the airport I have chosen. I'm glad that is not
You turned your passengers into flight
every
addicts,
mission
haven't you?
as such.
Anyway, I can see that anxiety has turned into excitement. Well done.
Alright, let's start off and see what we get and the missions that are available to us after this one, if any. So let's hold on for that. Flight smoothness, that's pretty smooth. That's awesome. Sightseeing quality, I think I did pretty good. Maybe if I had gone with left-hand turns, maybe a little bit better. Maybe it does take that into account. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna try it again. But if you're interested, you should try and let me know. Reputation bonus plus 30. Okay, so no skip bonus. I like it. So reputation. Oh, we're almost at B. That's awesome. We'll see what happens when we get to B. What new things we'll discover. And we're up to level 11 now. That's great. Past level 10. So here, like I said, I want to see what missions are available if anything new pops up after sightseeing. Oh, have new specialization available. Cargo transport light. Okay, that's going to be another video. New difficulty available. Oh, look at that. That's great. That's awesome. Okay, so they get slowly more difficult. It's not that you get to choose most difficult ones because they're not available to you from day one. But obviously they open them up for you. Okay, so now, so it looks like, okay, you have a bunch of new missions that are available, which these are sightseeing. And they pay, so they pay like 1,500 credits compared to some of your other missions. These are first flights, they're the lowest paying ones. These are obviously the most paying ones and they're the longest one. But if you look at it, for an hour you get 1,700 credits versus 1,500. So they're kind of in the same ballpark, I'd say. Although this one is definitely only 640 credits. So you might want to do something a little bit longer to get more credits for that. Now I'm assuming back at home and everywhere else we have the same missions available to us, so it looks like we discovered a little bit more of that area. Oh, we can go into the Alps. That would be some nice sightseeing or flying around right there. I'll definitely have to check this one out. This one will probably be interesting. I'll have to check that one out. And what do we have here? There's also sightseeing as well. I haven't seen any difficult ones. I guess I wasn't looking for it. I'm guessing this one might be one of them. Nope. Yeah, I don't see too many challenging ones yet. Okay, so there you go. That's what flight scene is. And it looks like I was wrong when I mentioned in a video previously where I was assuming it was going to be the same thing as first flight missions. But now you know what's included in there, and then this will be the next one I'm gonna try. So hopefully you come back to watch me do this, and you see what is required for these missions, and hopefully you enjoyed this one too. Leave any comments, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.